All right. The honeymoon, right? The honeymoon. Um, you know, it's like people get married, they have the honeymoon, and or it's not the honeymoon. It's the whole mating process and the dating and the the excitement and all that stuff. And then people get married, and then they start work, right? Start their careers. Um, and it's like the honeymoon has to end. The courtship period has to end because you got to be adults, right? You can't be kids your whole life, right? That's what they say. But it's just so weird, right? It is. It's so weird because like this female desire to have love always be exciting, you know, and it's like, oh, you can't do that because it's like you gotta work and toil and drudgery and sacrifice, right? You gotta sacrifice because that's what love is, right? Sacrifice. Um, but it's strange because it's like the modern life we're living is it's new. It's there's other ways that our ancestors lived, many different ways. You know, and the sociologists could probably tell you all about them. Right? The ones who aren't like caught up in politics and shit, but the honest ones. But this is just one sociological way that we live, right? And what is it? This was like this whole life that we're living was created by the industrialists, right? Um, there's this one great video. I've talked about it before, and it's on Time, and it's Historius Civilis, I believe, and it's on Time, and it's a great video. It talks about how the people didn't need to work in these factories. Like they were all self-sufficient peasants, right? Even the serf had more self-sufficiency than we do nowadays, right? Legally, we're technically the same, but the serf was more self-sufficient because this idea of the man being the protector and provider is just not historically accurate. As far as the provider thing, it's like, no, the whole family was the provider, right? The whole family. It's like, no, the woman had her stuff that she did, her crafts. Like they had to make their own clothes and their own furniture. They do their own stuff. Now maybe you had some guy in the neighborhood who's just like totally awesome at making furniture, right? And another guy who's awesome at doing something else, and that happens sometimes. But the peasant had to be multi talented, right? Again, more self sufficient, and with a proper education, because the education should empower you, and so an education should teach your will, and not just your mind. And because they're training workers with this modern school system, that's all they're doing. The industrialists are training the workers, and so that we can work in all their work to make them rich, right? Um, but so these peasants, they'd go work every now and then in these factories, right? Because the factory owners were handing out cash money, right? And a lot of these peasants, they lived just fine lives. They were able to take care of themselves. Um, the kings and aristocrats, had to conspire dastardly. Like these were a bunch of shit ass motherfuckers, in order to try to force people to be serfs, right? um, like that's what the Russian Civil War was all about. The Soviets were fighting against the peasants, and they were trying to force the peasants into the cities, so that all Russians could be workers and basically corporations of another name. Um, anyways, but yeah, no. So let's go back to this provider thing. So no, it's like no, the man and the woman were both the providers. You know, um, as far as protector, I mean, in medieval times, as well as Indian times. Like I've read some Asian Indian history, um, and like in it, yeah, it talk about because there's caste system, and you had the lower caste, and they're working in the fields, and they're just working in the fields, just doing their thing, and all of a sudden these upper aristocrat guys are fighting and killing each other, right? So warfare was reserved for the upper classes in the same way it was in the medieval world of Europe. Like, we're not going to fight for you. Fuck you. And total war is a new thing. Begun, you could say, in the American Civil War, maybe it was begun before that. But total war is a new thing, and it's a product of democracy. Um, but this idea of protector, it's like, no, it's like, if you guys want to fight over land that we're not going to get, then you guys fight, um, yeah, so this idea of like protector, it just, it's just an invention of flashy rhetoricians, um, because it's just not historically accurate. Neither the provider nor the protector thing, and what a lonely thing, I mean, what a lonely thing. Like the real story is the family fighting together. That's the story everyone wants to watch. All right, my God, what the fuck am I talking about? Damn, I went 2 days without alcohol, and oh my God, I was in pain. Shit. No, it's painful. So my brain's just not working. I'm tired. I went home from work early today. I'm having a couple beers just so I don't go through withdrawal tomorrow. I'll try to have a good day. I have to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's my Friday. I work 2 days. So I have a Monday and a Friday. Anyways, the honeymoon. Okay, well, there we go. So it's like this whole world is a lie created by magical merchants. It's an illusion, right? It's not real. Like I saw this one video of a lion, and he starts just walking up to this lioness, or maybe he wakes up. Probably he wakes up. I don't know, one of the two. But this lioness, she's sleeping, right? And he wants some sex, right? So he goes up and he sings to her. He sings to her to get the sex, right? Oh baby, give me some sex, baby. And she does it. Yeah, no, this idea of I mean, basically, it's this what I've been talking about, this Phoenician idea of total sacrifice. Love is total sacrifice. If I love my kids, I gotta sacrifice. I gotta sacrifice. And it's like, what are you sacrificing for? To make some other guy rich? And you're getting the table scraps. Rather than being self-sufficient. Like if a zombie apocalypse happened in medieval times, they'd be doing a lot better because they wouldn't be scavengers because they know how to take care of themselves. But we, in our stories, we're all scavengers. So we don't know how to grow our own food. Mushrooms, you can grow those in the dark, I think. Catch birds or maybe grow insects, so feed some fish. I don't know. Oh my goodness. My battery's at 5%. Yeah, no, it's this idea of total sacrifice. It's a manipulation of the will. It's just that simple. This idea of total sacrifice is, it's bullshit, because, in order to be happy, we got to be satisfied. In order to be satisfied, I think we need to live the full experience of life. I mean, we need work. We need work. Work is good. We need friends. We need family. We need self-development. Right? We totally need self-development. OMG. And we need just time for just shutting our brain down. Nirvana time. We need nirvana time. And if we don't get everything in there, then we're not satisfied, right? I think so, and I think this is the argument of the Torah, right? It's like you need to be whole in order to be happy, right? So like the men blame the women, and you got the Schopenhauers of the world, I read his stuff, I haven't read his stuff, but I've seen some of his ideas online, and I laugh every time I hear his quotes. It's just because I mean, to me, it's like you should go back to this phrase of the Torah: "Spare the rod, spoil the child." And every time anyone says that phrase, they're talking about boys, because everyone spares the rod on their daughters. And boom, I think it's nature versus nurture. And for MGTOW to, like, again, I'm a big MGTOW fan, but I disagree with them, because I think it's nurtured. I think women are strong creatures, and in order for a woman to orgasm, you need order, right? You need order. Clap, 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 clap. You need order. Order brings about chaos for a woman's orgasm. And if women don't work, if women do not have reason, if women do not have logic, then they will be unhappy. But you go to the man, and the man many times lacks the friends and the family and the socialness of it, like a woman does, right? Men love this. I'm gonna work, 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 work. Toil and drudgery, and they pride themselves in it. I'm a man who works. That's me. I'm working, drink beer. Ugh. And but if men don't get that relationship, then then they're going to be unhappy. So men need to be more feminine, and women need to be more masculine. um, Wholeness, right? Wholeness. And damn, I don't understand why, life can't be more chill. I mean, it's all sociological thing. um, but men also get bored sometimes, with some of the socialization, right? Because it's just, there's no interest there, zero interest. And so again, it's about wholeness. But at the same time, uh, like, if you can't fall asleep at night, then close your eyes and feel, feel your body, feel your toes, feel your this, feel your that, and then feel your head, right? And what you're gonna feel is that all of the energy is at the top of your head, right? You can't go to sleep because you need to shut your brain down. You need to get that energy to the lower parts of your brain. You need nirvana. And it's good to fart and laugh every now and then. You need to be whole. You need to be whole. The purely intelligent man is unhappy, and the purely stupid man is unhappy. Anyways, you know what? I think that's it.